Please welcome the incomparable Mr. Ernest Borgnine. I spent about 3 hours or 4 hours with him at lunch today, and he wore me out. This is the youngest 93-year-old in history of mankind, ladies and gentlemen. You had mentioned that you hadn't seen the film in 20 years, and by the way,
well over that.
I thought the film was just terrific. It was moving, it was compelling, and you were just
I was say, Alan, you like it? That's nice.
The story, which I found out is very historically accurate, and one of the things that we talked about was the real Lieutenant Petrosino, and you actually went back and went to the place where he met his demise.
No, I had the opportunity because the New York Police Department, I think it was a 200th year that he had passed away, or it was his birthday, one of the two.
Yeah.
In this wonderful little town of Padula in Sicily. And the New York Police Department invited me to go along with them to celebrate Giuseppe Petrosino's birth or death or whatever it was. And I couldn't go. Doggone, it just killed me. Because I would have loved to have gone there to meet his what family that was left and everything else, you know. Mm-hmm. But I've always thought that he was the kind of a fellow that was like the fellow I played, I hope.
Absolutely, absolutely, it was great.
And he was quite a gentleman. He was a man, believe it or not, we didn't show it in the picture, but actually when he was shot on the Piazza di Marina in Sicily, in Palermo, the mafia knew that he was there, but they didn't know who he was. And he was going around dressed as a woman, because he always went by a different kind of costumes and things like that. So he was dressed as a woman this one night. And the mafia going around, in those days they used to have the scioppo, and the guns. They used to have them right outside, hanging on to them. And they went around yelling, "Petrosino! Petrosino!" And he, evidently thinking of something else, turned around and said, "Yes," and they shot him full of holes. I'm sorry to say. Years later, I'm making a picture in Palermo. And I came back, and I was on my way back to New York, and I stopped off for a day or so in Palermo just to see what it was all about. And I said to this driver of mine, who always claimed, no, we have nothing to do with the mafia. And everybody says my father's a mafioso, but they're just talking. Oh yeah? Anyway, I said to him, I want to go see where Petrosino was shot. He said, "Oh, no, we don't have that around." I said, "Don't kid me." I said, "I made the picture, I know that."
I know this guy.
Yeah, I know. And he said, "Well, okay," finally took me, And we went over to the Piazza di Marina, and there were two fellas playing cards on a little tiny thing there. And they saw us coming, and they started to move, and said, no, hold it. This man is an artista, an artist, and an actor. And he wanted to know where Petrosino was buried. Now they really picked up the stuff and started going. And I said, "Wait a momento, I just want to see where he's killed." And they looked at me and they said, "Tu sei Ernest Borgnine?" "Yes." "Oh, va bene, very con noi. Come on with us." And they took me over to the spot where he was supposedly killed. And I stood on the spot, and my hair stood right up on end. Believe me, it was quite a thrill, and quite a, I don't know, it gave me the shivers just to think about it. And the poor man must have been one hell of a guy, I'll tell you, to do what he did. And he was sent over by both the King of Italy and Theodore Roosevelt because of all the work that he did in New York. He was almost instrumental in downing the mafia there. And so there you go. It was quite a thing. And I hope that you all like the film because we made it in a short time and didn't take very long to do. And although it went on for, it seemed like it going on forever. And Allied artists were right. I remember one time he was having trouble. The director was having trouble with the girl who played my wife,
Zora Lampert.
And Zora had a funny way of smiling when she was actually crying. And she'd smile and you'd say, no, you can't do that. You have to, it's different to cry. To cry. And so we worked all afternoon one day, and everybody was exasperated, except, hey, we kept on doing it. Finally, the director said, okay, Dick Wilson, and he said, okay, that's enough for today. I said, whoa, wait a minute. He said, turn the camera around. I said, I'm still hot, want to go. And I said, I don't want to do it tomorrow, I want to do it now. He said, but you're angry, you're this and that. I said, turn the damn camera around. Turned it around, and we shot the thing. Now the next day, Lucian Ballard, our photographer, never went to see the rushes. He said, I gotta go see this rush. And he went, and I stayed back there eating my lunch. And he came back and he was shaking his head, said, I don't know how you do it, but boy, did you love that woman.
Now, the Black Hand, a lot of that seems like, ancient history, early American history.
Not ancient history at all, I'll tell you.
Yeah, you had some personal experience.
My father came home one day and I heard him discussing it with my mother about La Mano Nera, the Black Hand.
This was in Connecticut, where you
Connecticut,
yeah.
And there's an awful lot of Italians living there in Connecticut, and so he came home and he had this thing about the Black Hand, and let's hope we don't get it here because in case anything happens, you can see what they did, and. They wanted retribution and this and that and the other thing, and it was just terrible. And I was just a kid, I didn't know from Adam, but I knew something was wrong when they said La Mano Nera, the Black Hand. And for a long time, my father was afraid to go to work sometimes because of the fact that these people were so vehement. They do all kinds of things to make you. If you got a letter, you were dead.
Just like in the movie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It wasn't a pleasant time, and being an Italian in those days, because believe me, as much as we loved our country, we loved our lives too, and we certainly didn't want to end up like that,